Hi guys, welcome back to For Potting Sake. My name is Kat.
And I'm Kim. And tonight I have a mic stand, y'all.
Tonight we have makeshift mic stands. That's 100% true. Anyway, how has your week been so far?
So it's kind of been off because I'm actually in Phoenix, Arizona this week. And I'm actually 3 hours behind my regular time zone. So right now, actually, it's only 6:41 outside. So it's outside is still very bright per se. But it would be it'd be almost 10 o'clock. So I'm still literally on that time zone. So I'll be at work 2 o'clock, like, because in my mind it's already 5 and it's time to go.
But you know how my week has been. It's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster.
Coaster, sure.
It's yeah, that's one. All right. So my week has been pretty up and down all over the place. It's been a roller coaster. Why you can't say word roller coaster? It's been a roller coaster. It's been a rough week for me, but you know, it's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel right now. So, you know, it's getting better. But let's hop into the topics that we wanted to talk about. We were having conversations this week with our friends in our little friend group, and we're talking about sending nudes. So you said something in the group, and then I came back and said something like everybody's sending nudes, something like that, like it's never too late to send nudes. But I wanted to know your opinion on the topic. What do you think about nudes, sending nudes? What age should you stop sending them? If they should ever be, you know, if you should ever stop sending nudes.
No. That's the short answer. No. I'm married and I still send nudes to my husband, like randomly, like, good morning. I feel like it just kind of keeps the spice in things, you know. To an extent, it can be overdone in term, and I say that because I mean somebody that you just started talking to or who's just getting to know you, for example, and the first thing they want to ask is, can I get a nude? Like, why?
But you know, I really think like because of the time we're in, and I hope people don't flag me for this. The time we're in right now, sending a nude is like saying hello. Like a lot of people, I don't mean to say saying hello. And guys, I'm not out here busting it open and sending a pic, but I'm basically saying that, like, come on, people be sending mad nudes.
Yeah, so people send nudes. Listen, you can literally log into Instagram and you see nudes, but this is my thing, right? Yes, it's a normal thing to send nudes, and yes, it's still a very interesting thing. I send nudes to my husband all the time, but it's just like you say, the times we're in, sending nudes is like saying hello. It's so easy for that stuff to get out there anywhere. I mean, texting someone something is, especially someone that you don't know. So that's why I'm saying, like, sending it to somebody that you don't know or someone who you just started talking to, like, oh, can I have nudes? I don't trust it because you don't know this person enough or trust this person enough to say they're not going to do stuff with your nude pictures. And hey, the world that we're living in is really not even a big deal because no publicity these days is bad publicity. Everybody use everything to capitalize, you know. But if you're the kind of person who doesn't want yourself out there, you just don't send nudes to everybody. But I don't believe there's an age limit to nudes. There's an age limit in terms of being too young because you should not be exposing yourself, you know, at a certain age. Like, you should try to maintain your dignity. But I don't think you can be too old to send nudes. Like, come on, Grams, come on, Grandma. Y'all want to send nudes to each other?
And you know, to be honest, I have friends, and Ranique knows people also. I hope I can say that they're with older people, and I'm thinking they still send nudes. I can't talk. Do you realize I can't talk? Something is really off. I can't talk. But yeah, they still send nudes. And they're like with people like, I don't want to say my age, but they're like with people older. Let's just say older. I'm really feeling some type of way that I'm getting older. It's real sad that I used to look at people who used to be 13. I'd be like, oh, you're 30.
No, really.
Once you're comfortable with doing it, that's fine with me. It's all about being comfortable and off age, and it's all with consent. Everything is Gucci. The next thing I want to talk to you about is, how do you feel about videos? Is it that? So, all right, take for instance, you're in the middle of doing something with somebody and they take out a camera and start to record what's happening. How would you feel about that? Is it that you're like, or is it that you need a conversation before to be like, hey, we're in this space where we could do stuff like this?
I feel like we have to be in that space.
Yeah.
If it's somebody that I'm doing something with for the first time, and this may be me because I have major trust issues. But if it's somebody I'm doing something with for the first time, especially if I was very conflicted about it and we're doing it, and the first thing you think of is let me whip my phone out. Well, I'm gonna be thinking, who do you want to show it to? Why do you need to have recorded? I don't trust this. But if I'm with my husband and he whips the phone out, I'm thinking this is for us for later. So I really think it has a lot to do with the comfort level. I would hate for someone to just whip a phone out and make a video. Um, yeah. And but if I was making a video, if I was playing with myself and making a video for a person, that's different, you know. And I remember we were talking in our group chat this week, and one of our friends said, "Oh, I don't really play with myself," and I'm like, the atrocity.
Yeah, that's some blasphemy right there. I remember she was saying, I don't know, but that's something she has been consistent with. Ever since I've known her, she's been consistent. She's not the type of person that likes certain things. She doesn't like the Gucci, like, oh, I love you. And that she's not that type of person. And
Right.
I feel like that's probably why she's like, she doesn't want people to, she doesn't play with herself. I don't know. She doesn't, I don't even know if she likes to be caressed. If it's something you could say that she likes people caressing her, something like that. I'm being real honest because ever since we've known her, that's just been her kind of thing. You know, she's really.
She doesn't like the cuddling, mushy. But I'm not a mushy person. I can't say that I like to be cuddled. I have to really be in the mood. Like, for example, my sisters, and this is in general. This is not just my partner. In general, I'm not the mushy type. So I remember one time walking up to my sisters and hugging them, and they were like, "Is everything okay?" Because I'm not the mushy type of person, but I still play with myself though, because that self-stimulation is just so interesting, you know?
You should always get to know yourself because then you'll know what you like. It's best to do that. A lot of people, they do have sex, but they aren't pleased by it. They're just pleasing the person they're with, whichever partner, you know, so that's what's happening now. And to be real honest with you, I'm the mushy type. I'm not the mushy type when I'm doing stuff like, you know, I'm kind of like really this way. This is my personality. I do things like this, whatever. But I am the mushy type. If you're in a relationship with me, I'm the mushy type in terms of I like certain things. Hug me, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Kiss me like you wanna be. What's that song go? Love me like I wanna be loved. That's the song. That's the way it goes. I'm not sure. Anyway, but really and truly, I want that. I like the holding hands. I like the kissing. I like the hugging. You probably won't know that because of how I act around everybody else and how I am. But I like that stuff. That's me. That's if you've ever been in a relationship with me, God knows it's not half of the world. Calm down. But at the same time, you would know that, yeah, she's that type of person. I'm such a different person. Me in a relationship and me like with my friends, it's day and night. I'm such a different person when I'm in a relationship or when I'm with my partner. It's like, who is this person? How do you feel about mama's boys? And I mean that in the sense of like your mom would do every and anything for you. She's always there 24/7, making decisions in your life and now in our lives because we're married. So how do you feel about a mama's boy? Is it a deal breaker for you? Like, would you be like, no, it's not gonna happen?
It probably would be a deal breaker for me. I like a man that has a relationship with his mom.
Yeah.
A good relationship and treats her well because I feel like that carries over into the relationship because he knows how to treat a woman.
Yeah.
What I don't like is a man who depends on his mom to help him make every single decision or everything that we discuss, you discuss with your mom because she has to help you to make this choice. So if I say, let's buy a house, you have to consult mommy. Should we buy a house? That's a decision I believe should be between you and I as a couple or as spouses. That's not a decision that your mom makes. Now, it's okay to consult your mom for her input. Like, hey, mom, you're not going to ask her, should I buy a house? You're going to her and you're saying, we're going to buy a house. What do you think about this one? what do you think? Do you know anyone who's still in the house? Do you know what areas? Like, what do you think about this? I feel like you're going to her with a decision and asking her for her opinion is different from you asking her permission to buy the house, or her making a choice for us. Because I'm an alpha female. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I am not gonna have your mom making decisions for me.
Mm-hmm. I totally
But I
get
will
that.
ask her for her opinion.
Yeah, I get that. That's what I was saying too. I was kind of like, because I was watching I Am in Love with a Mama's Boy, and I was like, would I be able to do that? Is that something that I could do? And I'm just like, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, no, this does not work for me, because it's not just that they're talking to their mom. They really love their moms. They're really attentive and so on. That's not it. The mom is making a decision on everything in the house, how it should go, how it should look, what you should do, when you should do it, when you should propose to me, when you think we should have kids. And it's like, I can't do that. I can't be with somebody who doesn't know. The mom is cooking your meals, coming over and talking about, oh, I saw the apartment and it's dirty. And that would really put me in a bad spot, because I mean, I wouldn't want to be disrespectful to your mom, but I'm in the house and it's going to make me feel some type of way. But as millennials nowadays, we have to realize that things aren't like they used to be back in the day. It's different right now, so it's a different world. I also wanted to ask you, because I was saying it to you earlier on about, is it a polyamorous relationship? And if you guys haven't seen, I did this on my channel. The shows on Hulu that you should watch, but Good Trouble is one of them, and they had a polyamorous relationship in Good Trouble.
So a polyamory is a type of open or non-monogamous relationship that follows certain guidelines. Polyamory specifically refers to people who has multiple romantic partners at the same time, and everybody's okay with it, basically.
I mean, like, you're married now, but I mean, like, before, would it have been something that you would have considered being in a
it's something that I'll probably consider more now that I'm married than when I was younger and not committed.
What?
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's something that I would do. I'm just saying it's something I would be more open to considering now, because now I'm more mature in the world of relationships and I'm able to make better decisions. Back then, all I could think about was, oh, you're not cheating on me. Oh, it's nobody else. It's just me. Now I'm open to the idea of people mature in their relationships and want to try new things. People, as you get older and you've been with your partner for so long, you're open to ideas with your partner. So that's why I'm like, I may be more open to that idea now than when I was younger. When I was younger, it was just like, it's me or nobody else. It's just me type of situation, and that kind of thinking. But the older you get and the more experienced you are, and the more, the more experiences you have, you're able to think through things logically, like, how would this affect me mentally?
Yeah.
And how, because back then you would probably do a threesome because your boyfriend wants to do it, and then shit hits the fan. And now you're probably like, okay, how will I really feel if I see you having sex with another female or another male, etc. And so I feel like I'm more open to that topic now than I would have been a few years ago. That's just my 2 cents.
And to be honest, like, most women do threesomes because that's what their partner wants.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see a lot of women being the first person to be like, hey, sign me up for a threesome. I mean, some of us are different and some of us will do it, but at the same time, it's like a lot of times the guy would be the person to come forward and say,
mm-hmm.
yeah, he would initiate a threesome. And also what you're saying too, now you're more secure in yourself. And I think that's what it is. You're more secure in yourself. And to be in a relationship like that would be basically, you would call everybody, say, I'm cheating, you're cheating, but we all know that everybody's cheating. So it's not really cheating. Do you know what I mean? So everybody's right. Okay with everybody and so on. It's happening all around us anyway. So it's just that everybody isn't coming to a decision and be like, okay, yeah, let's just let it happen. You do what you're doing, I'm doing what I'm doing. Everybody's still hiding and doing it. I feel like a lot of things would be different if people were open up, about situations like this and be like, hey, I'm actually seeing Tisha down the block, and yeah, I'm only seeing Tisha. I'm seeing you and I'm seeing Tisha. So if I get nothing, it's from Tisha.
Right.
And if nobody's pregnant, that's Tisha. So at least you would know. But yeah. I
feel like I feel like if people were to start becoming more receptive of poly relationships, then it wouldn't be the same thing and people would still cheat And I say this because people do things for the excitement and the adrenaline rush that they get of trying not to get caught. So if I have my little boy or my side guy and my husband knows about it and it's just like I'm telling my husband, oh, I'm going out tonight with Dick. Where's the fun?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
he can't get a hold of me, and here we go calling Dick. Hey, Dick, are you guys still out? Like, that's not
and Dick, where my woman at? And
right.
I don't think it's like men alone in that category. So women would do the same thing, and it'll just be like, I'm cheating on you, cheating on my mistress, cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody cheating on everybody. You know?
While we're on this, I watched this show one time. It was like a documentary. I don't know if you've ever watched it, Kathy Lee. Probably you have, but it was like a documentary of this couple. They were in a foreign country. So they were basically documenting their sex life. And how they started an open relationship.
Yeah.
So the girl, she left and she went to the big town, and during their open relationship phase, I don't remember what it's called, guys. I'm sorry. When she went to during her open relationship phase, she was still with this guy, and they were still together. And she would call him while she was having sex with the other guys or whatever, and he would watch. But he was still in the small town, and he had a small friend down there, so it wasn't as easy for him to hook up. And at one point, he even tried to hook up with a guy. That's how bad it was. Until finally he found a girl, and they started hooking up. But his girlfriend, she started hooking up with this guy that she really fell in love with because he's a producer. And it just turned into a whole shit show, that whole open relationship thing, because now she was actually falling for somebody else. And this was like a 6-month test before they got married.
Yeah.
They wanted to get it out of their system. So it turns out that the entire documentary played her out to be a bitch. Mm-hmm. It just turns out in the end that he was actually the one who was like very horrible to her. And how you see it. I'm going to try to find the name so you guys can watch it. But it was very interesting that they actually agreed to an open relationship that turned out to be a real shit show and blew up in their faces.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Like, to be honest with you, people fall in love with people all the time. And sometimes, people say, how is that cute guy with that girl? Or how is that cute girl with that guy? It's not all about the physical all the time. The more you spend time with somebody, the more you get to like them. The more you're like, oh my God, this person's personality really is amazing. Especially for somebody like me, who I always tell you, like, I'm attracted to someone's brain, their mind, the way they think, the way they act. It's not about what they have or how they look per se, because you can meet a really cute guy.
And he's slow as hell.
I was going to give an example. When I was at UE, there was a really cute guy. And I was talking to him, just talking, guys. And I just want to say, it just ended like no, there was nothing else. He was a very nice, put together guy. I don't have bad things to say, but it's just like there was nothing that was going to happen. I like mental stimulation. People with small members, sometimes they get into relationships like these because they feel like, hey, she could get it there, but she'll still come home to me because she loves me, but I can't provide what she actually needs. Would guys like that use a strap-on?
That's a good question. I don't. So in that show, he actually bought a pump to pump it, but and it's good that they were open in their relationship to acknowledge that his thing was not the biggest and get a pump. But
the question I want to ask is, do pumps work?
I don't know, and I don't know how I would feel about every time I'm having sex with my guy, he has to use a strap on. I might as well get with a woman.
But I mean, you really like the guy. All right, say for instance, you get in a relationship with somebody, right? And you guys are in a Christian relationship committed to each other. Let's think about it this way, because in Jamaica, they say don't buy puss in a bag. However, some people do buy that puss in the bag. So think of it this way. You get in a relationship with the guy and everything is going all right, right? Or you would think everything is going all right. And then you guys go, you get married, and then you realize his member is this. What's your next move?
I have a Christian friend in Jamaica who got married. I want to say a year and something now. And they what's the word?
Abstain?
Yeah, yeah. They abstain from sex, and I
So,
figured that was the word, but
so wait.
I didn't want to sound dumb. But they abstained from sex until they got married.
Okay.
And so after they got married, we should probably invite them and ask them how did they do that. But they abstained from sex until they got married, and they got married. And I would be really curious to know what it was like for them. Was it what they expected the first time they actually had sex? They abstained from sex. Did I tell you look very pretty tonight? You're so beautiful.
Thank you. The
You're
effort
welcome.
is coming out, eh? But anyway, one thing I would like to say about that is this, right? I think it would be amazing to abstain and then have sex with somebody. That would be so amazing.
I'm abstaining, for a few weeks or a few months, but I abstained for a few. Even with my husband, we didn't have sex right away. We were talking for a while before that happened. But abstaining for like a year until what if we don't get married right away? Like
More than a year. More than a year. People abstain for like a long period of time. They do it for 2-3 years.
Kathy, I feel like this is coming from experience. You want to tell us something?
Listen, I'm the queen of I'm not sleeping with nobody unless I'm with I'm dealing with you officially. So
now that I'm married, I wouldn't go a year and not have sex. But I'm just saying, like, if I was to go back out there, let's say me and my husband were supposed to separate and I didn't have a person, then I could probably go for a year, because now I'm at a place where sex is like the last thing on my mind, to be honest. Sometimes I'm not worried about it. So I could do that. What I'm saying is I don't mean you not having a person abstaining. Yeah. I mean, you having a person, a committed person, and we're in the house every day looking at each other like, and abstaining. That's the problem. My problem is not I can't go and not have sex. I can definitely go and not have sex. Mm-hmm. I can do that. And if I was single, I could do that. But I don't know how I'm going to be in the house with my man.
You see,
go over.
That's where we're going to differ, because I would do it. I'm doing
a year in the house with your man. You guys live together, have a relationship, you have things together, and go a year and not have sex.
Yes, I'm going to do it. I would do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be there and be like, okay, we're not going to have sex. Hopefully it's a 2-bedroom, or even if it's not, some nights I'll take the couch.
All have separate rooms. Like, that's crazy to me. I mean, if it's something, let's say something that we both want to agree on. We get into this relationship and we're like, you know what? We're not going to have sex for a year. Then I'll get my bullet and I'll do what I need to do. All right. But it just, no, it's too much. It's too much. I'm in Chicago.
I think, honestly, we should have somebody on who has done that before. I would really like to hear what they think about it, but I would do that. I would go the time knowing that I have a partner here who's like, I'm committed to you, you're committed to me.
Can you hear the phone ring?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, friend.
Mom, me now a meeting.
I need you in my meeting.
Which meeting?
Can you have like 2 minutes?
Me now a prayer meeting.
Okay, go ahead. I don't know that I could go a year with my personal guy. And not want to put.
What we can do is, because that person actually busy, we can actually answer it next week. We can tell him that we're going to ask him.
Yeah.
And and ask him about it. But to be honest, I would do something like that. I think it's torture, and I like torture. I like feeling.
See, girl.
I like
torture.
I absolutely love torture. I think it's
You know what? Tell us your thoughts. Would you be able to be in a house with your personal man for a year and not have sex? So I feel like if you're beat, you're exhausted, and you can't think about sex, that's one thing when you're with your committed person. But to just be in the house with your committed person, that's your guy, that's your girl, and go a full year without have sex, is that something that you think you could do? Honestly.
I think I could do it. Me, teacher. I think I could do that. I would like.
Would you be playing with yourself in the interim? Would you be pleasing yourself?
Probably. Probably I would be, I would be doing that, but I think I could go and I would like to do
Would
that
you
with somebody.
would you guys be doing oral sex? Does that count?
I think every sex would count when it comes on to a Christian relationship and abstaining from sex. So you can't do any form of sex. You can't touch me in any way, shape, or form. And I can't touch you in any way, shape, or form that's sexual. I think probably the only thing you could do is kiss the person, right? Sometimes you have these adolescents and they are kissing for half an hour straight. You're like, what are you doing? This is why. Because they're
That's their
sometimes some of them
enjoyment.
are abstaining and they're like, they just want to be close to the person as possible.
Grown ass person like me in the house with my man for a year, 365 days.
Yes, 365. But some people do stuff like this. They call themselves born again virgin. Have you ever heard that? Where they're like, okay, I've been in so many toxic relationships. Let me give this whole abstinence thing a try to see if I can actually find somebody, and it not be about the physical. And sometimes they do, and it works out in their favor. So
This is all in the interim of them finding somebody, though. So you may spend 6 months trying to find somebody who's willing to do this with you. So it's easy for the first 6 months, and then 6 months after you're tempted. But my thing is, it's me and Travis waking up one morning and saying, babe, let's not have sex for a year. And we're going to just be cool with it. I just don't see it happening.
no, not in your marriage, but I mean, like, not in your marriage, but like before you get married to somebody. So it wouldn't be in your marriage. You can't just get up in your marriage and be like, babe, let's let's go a year without sex. So he's gonna ask you, so am I gonna be sleeping with somebody else? Because that's the only way this don't work. That would be your husband.
Out of here.
That would be your husband. But I mean, like, for somebody who is not in a relationship, like for somebody who's in a regular relationship and they're not in a marriage, you know what I'm saying? So you are dating this person. This person is courting you because this person wants you to be their wife. They're trying to get to being somebody's wife, to be with somebody forever, and so on. So they're not having sex. That's the whole thing. They're not going to Pound Town.
To each his own. Each his own. If I'm with somebody that I like, we're engaged to get married, or whatever the case is, we live together. We're getting stuff together. We're building a future together. I don't know what it depends. I guess it depends, to be honest. I'm gonna say it would be hard, but it's possible. But I'm just saying, I don't know me.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. I know that. I wanted to say this too because we were talking about guys with small members and so on. So I wanted to say, is it better, because you said you couldn't wake up to somebody every minute having a strap on and so on. So would you prefer a cockhold husband or cockhold boyfriend? And what that means is the fact that I even know what this means. The fact that I even know what this means. I'm so sorry. But
what's a cockhold? Because I'm curious. I don't know.
So what that means is like your husband or your boyfriend, right, would watch another guy have sex with you. So, and they would just be there with their penis, like, either rubbing it down, jerking off until they, have their own moment also. But you would be sleeping with somebody else while they watch and you have your own moment. So I wanted to know, which one do you think is better? Do you think it's better for the partner that you have who has a small member to get a strap on, or for him to watch you have sex with somebody else with a larger member to please you the way you need to be pleased? Better for you.
Dear husband, if you are watching this, it's just questions.